So yesterday we got the walls cut, the back wall cut, pocket holes in all of the wood. So now we're getting ready to run Flectix behind the back wall, and we're going to run wires all the way up to the top for the light in the shower. Okay, walls temporarily in. The back panel actually rests back behind that piece. And then we have the panel marked here and here to know where we can screw in. The pocket holes are going to be to hold the wall to the side. The ceiling pocket holds as well, because the top piece is going to come on top of here, get screwed into this, and rest on top of that piece. So it'll be slightly angled, so there's a little bit of a gap right there. This will be pocket holed into that all the way down. You can see how the panel tightens up to it. We're getting ready to install the shower pan itself. So there's the hole in the bottom of the van. This is the actual drain part here. It's going to be coming out of the bottom of the shower drain to the connector piece. And then I'll put a link to all this stuff down there. We're going to be using power grab to mount the shower drain base to the actual bottom of the van. This piece here is actually sloped, thicker down here, thinner down here to keep all the water to drain there. So everywhere that this is going to mount, so all the way on the bottom of this foam wall should be power grabbed, and then all the way along the rim inside of the actual base of the shower. Once we glued the shower pan down, we actually brad nailed it all the way around the edge as well. And the FRP will actually sit on the outside of it just like this is sitting. This is our template from the 1/4-inch plywood. We're going to cut the walls for the showers out of FRP, which is fiberglass reinforced plastic. We went to an industrial bathroom builder, and this is what they recommended. To cut it, we're going to use shears. It's a swivel head shear from Harbor Freight Tools. You can get them pretty much at any of the home improvement stores, but it is basically for sheet metal. We got the template cut for one of the walls. It is the template we use for the outside walls. We just had to make it smaller. Then we transferred it onto the FRP. Kind of see the lines that we used. And now we're going to cut the FRP out and go test it in the shower. Today we're going to attach the FRP walls to the shower itself. This is the material we're using to glue it on. It's FRP adhesive. Here's the tool that we're going to be using to spread the glue on. It's a trowel with a ridge. On the back of the FRP, it actually states what trowel size you should be using. Here's the FRP panel after you get the glue on it. Doing a nice uniform, even coat all the way to the edges. Use the trowel that they recommend to get the right depth of the glue so you get the right amount of glue on there. That'd be pretty straightforward. So if you do get some on the front when you're installing it, it's easy to wipe off. We kind of cleaned up the edges a little bit before we put it out there, but kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like. It's messy, but it's very easy to work with.
Oh no. Shit. Ah! It's in my hair.
All the panels are installed and glued with the appropriate gaps. All the bracing, I don't know if we really needed that much bracing, but it's there and it's all looking good. On the main butcher block footer for the shower, I want to countersink these. We're actually going to paint this. So I'm going to countersink these screws so when they go in, I can putty over them, sand it down smooth so you want to be able to see them. I'm just using the Craig jig drill bit with the stopper that they provide, and I just scooted it down to the appropriate depth. And I marked the holes on the butcher block level and spaced out evenly. Now you can see the holes in the butcher block, and these holes will correspond with the base of the shower. I will pre-drill each one of these holes all the way through. This is a hardwood butcher block, so I want to make sure that I'm not going to get any cracking. Alright, so for this part, mounting the foot board base, whatever we want to call it, to the actual shower base itself. All these are marked, the appropriate height I measured up. So the base, you can see, is behind there, and this is going to be mounted here. I'm going to be using wood glue to attach it, and then the screws. This is 1.5 inch butcher block, so make sure your screws are long enough to go through there, and then through the base. The base is 3/4 inch, so then we have 2 and a quarter inch of wood to go through. So just make sure you get enough to go all the way through. This, scoot it in here, and then I will be using my 90-degree squares to make sure that it is all squared up properly. So when we screw it in, it's nice and level. So now I'm going to be working on the 1x3s for the shower sides. These will add structural rigidity to the shower. I'm going to be mounting these with pocket holes. Pocket holes will be going on the inside of these 1x3s, so that way when the FRP goes on the outside of it here, it'll be completely hidden. Here's what we're looking at with the 1x3s. This is the side of the shower. It's going to go in. It will be resting on the footer piece. The pocket holes all on the inside here. Nice and snug fit. There. Pocket hole in here. Piece of FRP is going to go on top of this. So now we're going to repeat the steps on this side over here. Wood glue first, put the 1x3 here, clamp it, and then pocket screw it. The 1x3s are in. Now I need to go onto the inside and get measurements for an FRP piece to go all the way down to the bottom. So now I have the dimensions that I need for the FRP. I'm going to transfer it to the FRP and cut it out. Here's what the 90-degree edge piece for the FRP looks like. You can see the FRP in the little channel. When you do it, they say silicone this channel, then put the FRP in, and then back it out for the proper expansion joint. This little 90 right here is where the wood actually sits. Here's a piece of FRP with the trim. We're going to mark it and cut it to the appropriate size. Now we're going to do the edging onto the FRP. This calls for caulking to go into this crack here, and then you back it out just a hair for the expansion. So now I'm going to mount this piece onto the edge here, but I'm going to use power grab because there is not a lot of FRP here, so it's a lot of this just plastic trim piece. I already test fitted it, it looks good, so I'm going to add the power grab, and then I'll actually add this onto there. So now we're going to put a line of power grab on the plastic trim piece because you can see that there's nothing there as far as glue. So now we're going to install the FRP to this 1x3. And don't worry about getting the glue on the FRP. It comes off with just a wet paper towel. For now, the shower is done. In the next video, I'll work on caulking the whole shower, wiring up the light, wiring up the switch, wiring up the pump, plumbing, and getting the Nature's Head composting toilet installed.